Good evening, friends. We've come to our last session number 7 of the 7 examples of trusting God in difficult times. And tonight I want to talk to you about those 3 brothers, Shadrack, Meshach, and Abadnego, trusting God no matter what the outcome. We're going to read together from Daniel chapter 3, verses 12 to 17, and I'm reading to you from the New Living Translation. But there are some Jews, Shadrack, Meshach, and Abadnego, whom you have put in charge of the province of Babylon. They pay no attention to you, your majesty. They refuse to serve your gods and do not worship the gold statue you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar flew into a rage and ordered that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego be brought before him. When they were brought before him, Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego, that you refuse to serve my gods or to worship the gold statue I have set up? I will give you one more chance to bow down and worship the statue I have made when you hear the sound of the musical instruments. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from my power." Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego replied, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty." And then they later on add, "Even if he doesn't, we will still serve God." At this time in history, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon was influenced by those around him to set up an image of gold and require everyone in the land to bow down and worship it. When I read this account, it makes me think of the Black Lives Matter debate and the challenge for us to bow our knee before something that most of us do not believe in. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego respectfully declined. When the whole kingdom was following along, they stood their ground with faith that God would take care of them no matter what the result was. And so in Daniel 3 verse 18 to 22 and 24, we continue. Listen to this. "But even if it doesn't," they say, "we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." Nebuchadnezzar was so furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego that his face became distorted with rage. We've seen some of those faces on TV in the last couple of weeks. He commanded that the furnace be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered some of the strongest men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So they tied them up and threw them into the furnace, fully dressed in their pants, turbans, robes, and other garments. And because the king in his anger had demanded such a hot fire in the furnace, the flames killed the soldiers as they threw the 3 men in. But suddenly, Nebuchadnezzar jumped up in amazement and exclaimed to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them into the furnace?" "Yes, your majesty, we certainly did," they replied. "Look," Nebuchadnezzar shouted, "I see 4 men, unbound, walking around in the fire, unharmed, and the 4th looks like a god." Friends, this story is so powerful, I really don't have to say too much about it, but even in their position, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abadnego did not feel the need to defend their decision to not comply with the king's edict. They would not bow. They remained calm and confident in the face of the king's life-threatening anger at them. Friends, we've got a culture that is standing up against the things we believe. Can we remain calm and confident in the face of our king? They had faith that God would save them because they trusted God would take care of them. Their faith allowed for contentment with whatever the outcome. They trusted God completely. But the part that is most astonishing for me is their focus on God, even if He didn't save them from the flames. Their faith allowed for contentment with whatever the outcome might be. They trusted God completely. They were not motivated by their own success or glory when they refused to bow down, but rather by the fact that God would be glorified through the result of either their sacrifice or their triumph. Either way, God would be glorified. Friends, my word to you today as we finish this series is, hold on, don't bow your knee, don't give in to the challenges of this world. Stand firm, because God will acknowledge you. Let's think about some questions that we can meditate on. First of all, is your faith based on the outcome of your difficult decision or situation? How can you trust that whatever happens, it is God who still loves and guides you? And then lastly, what is your motive in wanting your desired outcome? As we've pondered these 7 sessions, I trust that the Lord has risen up some faith in your heart to face the challenges and the trials in these difficult times. I thank the Lord for His word and for all the examples that we have to live by. May God bless you. May you keep on being strengthened in faith, by faith, as we move ahead. God bless you.